Hello, my name is Evan Strauss, and I'm a senior at the Ramaz Upper School. Today, I want to discuss this week's Parsha, Veyechi. At the beginning of the Parsha, Yaakov realizes that he will soon die, and Yosef brings his two sons, Menashe and Ephraim, to be blessed by Yaakov. Yaakov tells Yosef that Menashe and Ephraim will be like his own children. Each will become a tribe when Yosef dies. Yaakov has trouble seeing, and when Yosef brings his two sons to him, Yaakov asks, "Who are they?" Yosef answers that they are his sons, and stands the two boys in front of their grandfather in preparation for the blessing. Menashe stands on Yaakov's right, because as the firstborn, he receives a greater blessing, and Ephraim stands on Yaakov's left, because he's the younger son. But Yaakov does a strange thing. He places his right hand on Ephraim and his left hand on Menashe. Yosef sees that his father's hands are crossed, the right hand on Ephraim and the left on Menashe, and he tries to switch them. However, Yaakov says that he is purposefully blessing the sons in this manner, and is giving the better blessing to Ephraim, the younger son. He says that he knows Menashe is older, but Ephraim will become the greater of the two. When reading this story of the blessing, we see that Yaakov seems to be making the same mistake he made years ago with Yosef, his favorite son. At that time, Yaakov played favorites, and the results were disastrous. Yosef's brothers hated him and banded together to sell him into slavery. However, the interesting thing here is that Menashe never seems to be jealous of Ephraim. They are actually close and loving, as brothers should be. Ephraim and Menashe were one of the first sets of brothers in the Torah who did not fight. Adam's sons, Cain and Hevel, fought over their sacrifices to Hashem, and it ended with one of them dead. Abraham's sons, Yitzchak and Ishmael, never got along, and their arguments formed the modern Arab-Israeli conflict. Yitzchak's sons, Yaakov and Esav, were in such strong disagreement that Esav and his descendants repeatedly sought to kill Yaakov and his family. Ephraim and Menashe are the break from this pattern, and Yaakov purposefully switched his hands, blessing the younger Ephraim before the older Menashe, to emphasize that there is no rivalry or conflict between the siblings. Every Friday evening, parents bless their daughters to be like the matriarchs Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. These women were never really in conflict with one another. On the other hand, parents bless their sons to be like the peaceful siblings, Ephraim and Menashe, not like the contentious patriarchs, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch offers another possible explanation for why Jewish sons have received this blessing throughout the centuries. The first generations of Jews, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, lived in the land of Israel, where following Judaism was relatively easy. However, due to a famine, Yaakov and his family moved to Egypt. The next generations of Jews were surrounded by the pagan immorality of the Egyptians. The challenge was now for Judaism to survive, despite the distractions of secularism. While some Jews may have abandoned Judaism in Egypt, Ephraim and Menashe did remain faithful to their morals and religion. They were not distracted by the sinfulness and corruption that was all too common in Egypt. In a modern world, where the Jewish people are constantly distracted by countless secular influences, parents bless their children every Friday night in hopes that they maintain their belief and observance in the Torah, just as Ephraim and Menashe did. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.